So the two-hitter on base now is going to have to be held on over there by first baseman Garrett Learn.
Let's see. Does he immediately put the oven mitt on? No, it doesn't look like he. Oh, they're pulling him. They're pinch running him.
Yeah, the
Okay.
catcher will.
Yeah. That's the pitcher.
Yeah, excuse me. The
yeah.
pitcher, Davini, will take a seat. And there comes Decapia back out, the first out.
Okay, yeah. Quick turnaround for Decapia.
So here's the three-hitter, Anthony Campagnone, the shortstop.
Real Italian.
That was a tough one to get out as he pops that one up between the first baseman and second baseman. It's going to be closed out by the first baseman, Learn.
Almost looked like they were going to collide there.
Yeah, it did look like more of the second baseman's ball, but Learn gets in there no problem. Luckily for them, called off. And that was a quick out number 2 as Campagnone goes down. And that brings up the cleanup hitter, third baseman Anthony Polson. Indeed, being held on at first is the pinch runner, Decapia, by Learn. 2 outs, not too much trouble so far for Mitchell on the mound. And running on the pitch is Decapia. The throw down from Green comes in time, and he got him.
What a throw. On the money.
A quick fire there from Liam Green. That was about as quick of a hop step as you could have from behind the plate. Let's look at that back really quick. That was an inside pitch, going to be a ball. Green comes up firing. Decapia looked like he had a good jump, too.
The tag, perfect. What a play all around.
Yeah, well-placed tag down at second there by Chase Glover. And that'll do it for the top of the first. Just one runner on a walk, left stranded there on no hits. Not too much trouble for Mitchell going into the bottom of the first when we come back. And we are back here at Lasorda Legacy Park, bottom of the first between the Beast and the 5-star. On the mound for the Beast is Ty Davini, the 2-hitter there. And then for the 5-star, we have Liam Green, the catcher, who just had an amazing play for the third out of the top of the first to throw out Decapia at second. A 1-0 count here.
I'm noticing now while the batters are in the box that the pants with the yellow striping and piping match in the jersey.
It's a nice combo,
pick
yeah.
up while they were on the field.
The B color,
like that,
yellow
yeah.
on black.
Even
absolutely.
like the back pockets being yellow. I like that.
I think the Pittsburgh Pirates could use a combo like this.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that one comes in at the knees for the first strike thrown by Davini. A 2-1 count here on the starting catcher. And that one comes in high, a 3-1 count now on Green.
Rain feels like it's getting harder.
It does feel like it's getting stronger out there. Usually when I see rain, I say it's an advantage to the batter because of the lack of spin you can really put on the ball. That one
I
is
feel like
chopped
it's
back.
tough though because then you're swinging through like raindrops coming in front of your face.
It's definitely tough on both sides, but I feel like
I mean, me
as
personally,
long as you have clear sight on the ball, I feel like the hitter is at an advantage.
I feel like it'd be throwing me off. Like where I mean, you're not wearing sleeves obviously, so I feel like my arms getting wet while I'm trying to stand in my stance. I feel like that'd be throwing me off. I'd be uncomfortable,
It would be.
and then
yeah.
have to worry about hitting the baseball. Like,
Absolutely, I would say no doubt anyone who doesn't wear batting gloves is very much a disadvantage.
oh, absolutely, that even worse. I mean, granted, I wasn't a great baseball player, so I mean, the rain wouldn't have made that much of a
No
difference
need to
on
knock
me,
yourself
but-
here.
No, but I'm saying I'm complaining about the rain, but I'm saying it wouldn't have made a difference in my at bats.
And strike 3 called. Davini finds the inside corner and punches out Green for his first strikeout. That'll bring up the 2-hitter center fielder Sean D'Onofrio. The 3-2 count. Davini settled in nicely there. And the first pitch to D'Onofrio comes in high. Even on this field, which doesn't look that large sitting from our angle, there's still so many gaps you can punch it into right now. On a
Absolutely.
late swing, especially. That gap between first and second right now is quite large.
Yeah, second baseman playing closer to second than I would have imagined, especially with where the shortstop is, where he's not close to second.
You could even make the argument that first baseman McCarthy is actually quite close to the bag as
Oh,
well.
true, yeah.
Ready to make a play.
Absolutely.
That one bounces in front of D'Onofrio. It's a 2-1 count now. With the rules of this tournament and how quick these games have to be moving, last year we actually started on a delay because of rain. This year, thankfully, we're moving through the rain, but it kind of pushed every game back on the itinerary a little bit. These games are all limited to an hour and 50 time limit, and that we saw that time limit come into play a few times last year in that Baseball Lifestyle 101 World Series tournament. Already an hour and 38 minutes left on this timer, but we saw a couple games only go 6 innings out of the 7.
Oh, I forgot that the timer's up on the scoreboard back there.
Yeah, on that scoreboard in right field.
And I saw it set up when we first got down there that it was set for an hour, like 150, but I didn't know what it was about. I didn't even catch that it's the same thing.
Yeah, we'll see how many games that comes into a factor with today. All those high-scoring affairs, they weren't able to finish in terms of the innings they were supposed to get to.
You think the players ever take a look at it? I feel like the coaches.
I would imagine the coaches
definitely.
definitely take that into
Yeah.
play. As swinging through that was D'Onofrio for the second strikeout for Davini here. Looking to work 1 through 3 as Andrew Ennis, the shortstop, rolls up to the plate now. Yeah, we've seen coaches play around with that actually a lot, especially because I believe it's the start of the inning that the timer has to be at. Once an inning starts, you have to finish the inning. So we've seen
Yeah.
coaches play around with mound visits.
I was
and
going
really
to
just
say, I
stalling
do
as much as
remember
they
that.
can.
With the calling the mound visits when the clock
Yeah.
was getting towards the end, doing pitching changes, substitutions, trying to get it to eat up time. I forgot that was a thing.
A lot of people like myself are indifferent on that because it does take something out of the game. As that one shot out into left center, we'll see if Parker
Ooh.
Zucli can get there, and the sliding grab puts it away. What a grab out there in center. We'll watch that one back. That was a hard hit ball off the bat of Andrew Ennis.
I wish I could put something cooler in my scorecard. I feel like a disservice just putting fly out the center.
Yeah, the L8 doesn't look as cool, but what a sliding grab by Zucli there. The 1-2-3 from Ty Davini, and we're heading into the top of the second. Still 0-0 when we come back. And we're back here at Lasorda Legacy Park, the Baseball Lifestyle 101 World Series. Top of the second, still 0-0 here between the Beast and the 5-star. Leading off this inning for the Beast, the third baseman, Anthony Paulson, who was up at the end of the last inning when Takapia was thrown out trying to steal second. A 1-0 count here. Still on the mound, Wyatt Mitchell for the 5-star. That one comes in low, a 2-0 count. You see how that gap that we mentioned last inning between first and second is much smaller in the position that the 5-star are playing in?
Oh, yeah. And I don't even think it's due to the first baseman. I feel like he's only like a step or two over from where the other first baseman was, but it's the second baseman who's way more, closer to the middle than the other second baseman was.
I feel like for lefty hitters in either lineup, really, it's going to be, especially the 5-star lineup, though, it might not be that difficult to find a gap on ground balls. The 3-0 count now to Paulson. And that one
nice
finds his knees for strike one. Yeah, this rain is definitely picking up a little bit. It feels like, at least.
You can hear it. Like, from where we're sitting, you can hear it bouncing off the covers.
Doesn't look heavy, at least, but it's coming down with quite a lot of pressure.
Absolutely, yeah.
We've yet to see a hit through one inning. No hits on either side, just the walk in that first inning from Davini.
This time.
And a full count now on Paulson. And he watches that one hit the outside corner. And there's a strikeout for Wyatt Mitchell. That's the second looking strikeout we've seen, one from each team now. And we'll watch that one back, see where it was painted. Yeah, that catches the outside corner, at least from some angles.
Paulson did not think so.
That's one close enough where you got to bring that bat around. Here's a center fielder, Parker Zuckley, who had that sliding grab to end the bottom of the first.
Let's see what he's got in store then.
That one just misses low for ball one. I'm admiring the cotton candy batting gloves he's wearing, the light blue and pink.
Ooh, I didn't even notice those. I like those. Those are really nice.
Wyatt Mitchell's got to bring it up a little bit. That one came essentially the same spot, just under the knees.
They match the bat tape, too.
Yeah, great combo.
Yeah.
I think all day today we'll be admiring some cool accessories.
I was just thinking that, if you're another player watching this broadcast right now and you want to get mentioned on this, I would wear something cool when you're up to play it. Maybe wear some nice colored batting gloves, maybe a shin guard. I remember last year I was looking for a shin guard. I don't think we saw one.
Seeing some wicked accessories. We're seeing another elbow guard here. That's not the first time we see it this game, though.
Elbow guards, yes. That's why I remember looking for the shin guards, especially after we saw the oven mitts where we were talking about.
It only takes 4 pitches for Zuckley to find first base. Mitchell couldn't find the zone. And that's the second walk from Mitchell in this game.
That's going to prompt a mound visit.
Like we said, though, struggles with control come with the rain getting harder for a pitcher.
Absolutely.
Very tough to grip.
Quick mound visit, though, just from the catcher. Give him a little bit of words of encouragement. Keep his head in the game.
Liam Green getting involved, yep. Might see an uptick in fastballs with the lack of grip you can really have for off-speed pitches. A lead growing at first for Parker Zuckley, being held on by Garrett Learn.
The uptick in fastballs, though, that makes the locating them even more important.
Yeah. That was the first ball right there for the right fielder. Hopefully the hardest name I'll have to pronounce today, Miles Kuleshevitz.
Oh, it's early. We might see better ones.
That one comes in high, 2-0 now. Quick timeout here, called by the 5-star coach. That's 6 straight balls here for Wyatt Mitchell. They're going to discuss with a 2-0 count on Kuleshevitz.
All right. So after the 4-pitch walk, he had a visit from his catcher. And now 2 pitches later, 2 more balls. That brings a coach and whole infield meeting.
Yeah, he's struggling to find that zone. And again, we will give him credit. It's very tough right now with how hard this rain is pushing.
Yeah, this cannot be easy. Do we know, is there a mound visit rule in this?
Not to my knowledge.
I was gonna say
wouldn't
no
say
as
there's a
well.
limit on it, which again leaves a lot of exploiting for the time limit here.
Absolutely. Because I was going to say this one was within 2 pitches. I mean, unless you don't really count the catcher visit. I mean, it was quick and it wasn't like
Yeah, I don't imagine that
a
would
game stopper.
count. And the first pitch after the mound
There you
visit
go.
finds the zone.
All right,
Mitchell
so
resets.
the mound visit worked.
Yeah, 2-1 count here.
Put
with
him right
one
back
out.
in there.
Zugli still being held on at first by Garrett Learn. The next one comes in low, bounces on the plate. It's a 3-1 count now to Kaleshevitz. On deck would be the catcher, Matt Lombardo. Surely looking for a double play situation right now is Wyatt Mitchell. And that one also bounces on the plate. Another free base. And that's the 3rd walk here for Wyatt Mitchell in just the top of the 2nd. A lot of changing of the balls between pitches because of how much there's a struggle to grip it right now.
Understandable. You see the same thing in the major leagues when it rains like this.
And with the 2 runners on, there will no longer be a holding on of the runners, it looks like. Other than second baseman Chase Glover bouncing around there to hold on Zugli. Here is the catcher, Matt Lombardo, with 1st and 2nd now and only 1 out. Another pitch from Mitchell bounces on the plate.
How do you think the umpires judge the rain in games like this? Because, I mean, you're playing on the turf, so it's not a worry about the field getting, like, too messed up, so you have to put the tarp on to cover up the infield dirt, stuff like that. And, I mean, it's supposed to...
And that one sails over the head of Liam Green. Both runners on the move, and there will be no player for Green to make. He's going to have to eat it. That one felt like it slipped out of Mitchell's hands. That went over the umpire.
Absolutely, yeah. That was not part of the plan.
Now a 2-0 count on Lombardo. To your point, yes, it is very fearful on, and that one also sails over Green's head.
And
Mitchell,
you see him trying to dry his hands on his pants. That one, I feel like, almost certainly slipped out of him.
yeah, he's got to bring this down a lot. In danger of loading the bases right now for first baseman Colin McCarthy. But on dirt, yes, it gets obviously very dirty. I don't even know. It gets muddy, I should say. That's
Yeah,
probably the
and
best word to describe it.
So the leash for delays is a lot smaller because you want to protect that field.
Yes, and then on turf, obviously, it can get a lot more slippery than you would think it would.
Yeah.
It's also kind of dangerous to play in. So now the bases are loaded after Lombardo also walks. That's 3 straight walks in this inning, the 4th total for Mitchell. And here comes the first baseman, Colin McCarthy. I think Wyatt has only found the strike zone on 1 of maybe his last 12 pitches. If I'm doing the math correctly, that one also bounces short of Liam Green's glove.
That sounds accurate. The first one was the 4-pitch one. Then he had the 2-0, then the mound visit got a strike in. Yeah, I believe that's accurate.
Bases are juiced. Leads are getting a little extensive. That one comes in a little, maybe high and outside to McCarthy. We might see very quickly what the 5-star have rolling in their bullpen. Even, I think, steals might be in a bit of an uptick today with how quickly the catcher would have to pop up. We already saw a successful grab of a base runner. Yeah, caught stealing. Liam Green nicked DiCapria in that first inning. But Mitchell did just find the strike zone. 2-1 count now on McCarthy. And that one comes in at the ankles.
And it's tough, too, because like, you almost know this would be going differently if it wasn't raining. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Some of the pitches that are missing and that are going wild almost certainly would not be happening.
You have to feel for Mitchell. Nobody wants to be in this situation in the pouring rain. But it's a 3-1 count now on McCarthy. In danger of giving up a run now on 4 straight walks. McCarthy shoots this one out to third. Stepping on the bag is Biglin. Now fires over to first in time for the double play to end it. Exactly what Mitchell needed. What a play over there at third by Biglin. Looking for a ground ball there was Mitchell, and he gets it. So 3 base runners, all left stranded, 3 walks to no prevailing for the Beast.
That was huge. Exactly what he needed.
And we're heading into the bottom of the second, still 0-0. It didn't look like it was going to happen, but it does, and we'll be back. And welcome back to Lasorda Legacy Park. The Beast and the 5-star clashing right now. It's the bottom of the second. Ty Davini still on the mound for the Beast. And up right now is Aiden Biglin, the third baseman, who just converted a double play to end the inning right there. It was an unfortunate ending to the top of the second for the Beast. Bases loaded, 1 out, double play to end it. And the score is still tied at 0-0. Rain's still pushing. Forecast, at least on my end, says it shouldn't go past 12, so that might continue for the rest of this game. As that one catches the inside corner.
I'm not gonna lie, that caught me by surprise. I thought it would be finishing up way sooner than that.
We'll see. Sometimes it is inconsistent in its predictions. As that one bounces.
I mean, if you look up, it really doesn't look like it's like
I don't really see clouds.
dangerous dark clouds. Yeah.
Just gray skies. It's a 1-2 count here on Biglin. And he shoots this one in between third and short. Wasn't much reach there that could have been had by Paulson and Campagnoni.
There you go. That's a big league hit.
And there's the first hit of the day for either team. Biglin finds first base. We've only seen walks find their way on to first base up to this point. So a quick base runner here for the 5-star, and that brings up the second baseman, Chase Glover. Being held on at first is Biglin by McCarthy. And swinging through the first strike is Chase Glover.
You know what these jerseys remind me of? It just hit me. Remember in The Dark Knight Rises when Bane goes to the football stadium? And they
Heinz Ward Steeler?
Yeah. Exactly those.
That's a deep reference.
Yeah, the Gotham football team, which
Yeah,
was
no, I
actually just the entire Pittsburgh Steelers
Just
roster.
happened to be Heinz Ward in the squad.
It was all of them.
And Glover lays down a bunt. He's going to be caught at first. It was a quick recovery there from Davini, but it moves Biglin over to second.
He does the job.
Perhaps a setup opportunity here. First baseman Garrett Learn coming to the plate. Job completed there for Glover, I would say. So now a man on second with just one out. In scoring position for these next two guys. Garrett Learn here, then Cameron Mitchell following him.
Just to complete my thought on Gotham, there were a bunch of Steelers in that movie too. You had Hines Ward obviously make that touchdown play as the field explodes, but when they're doing the national anthem as Bane's coming out of the tunnel, you got Big Ben on the sideline and a bunch of the other players.
I actually don't remember anyone else than Hines Ward being in that.
There were definitely other guys. I forget who else. Big Ben is the face that sticks out to me on that. Because they pan the sideline during the national anthem, and you just see basically a million members of the Pittsburgh Steelers from what you could have been, 2011, 12? The movie was 2012, but I think...
Yeah, a lot of cool cameos, though.
2010?
Was that too early for the Antonio Brown era? Probably.
Because The Dark Knight was 2008, so I feel like The Dark Knight Rises was 10.
Interesting, yeah.
So whatever year that roster was,
I
would
soared
say,
over Lombardo, but a quick recovery that bounced right off the back post.
And Bigland thought about third. He went about halfway before going back.
Yeah, that was a great play off the wall by Lombardo, but it's a 3-1 count now. And Davini finds the zone. Learn had already dropped the bat, but now it's a full count with one down. That gap's still so large between McCarthy and DeCapia due to DeCapia holding on the runner. That one's outside, so another walk granted here by Davini. And Learn finds his way to first base to bring up the left fielder Cameron Mitchell. First and second, one out now. Not to loom on the Batman movies too much, but those casts were pretty stacked.
You know what? I love that you're going this way. I love. They really were. They were so good. I mean, Tom Hardy was Bane. Christian Bale, obviously, Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Maggie
Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal. You know, she, I forget what her name was in the movie, but she took over. They recast. Now I'm gonna blank on her name too. Oh my gosh. Katie Holmes was in the Batman Begins as the character, and then they recast her as Maggie Gyllenhaal in The Dark Knight. It's Katie Holmes, right? I believe that's her name.
That feels accurate.
And I mean, Liam Neeson was in the first one as Ra's al Ghul. Yeah, it is Katie Holmes. I just looked it up. Heath Ledger, obviously. Those movies are great. They're special.
This 1-1 count, Davini firing, popped out to another field behind us by Cameron Mitchell.
Cillian Murphy from Oppenheimer. He was Scarecrow.
Yep, indeed.
Morgan Freeman.
So the 1-2 count, Davini against Mitchell here. And Mitchell swings through it. Another strikeout for Davini.
That's 3 already for Davini.
He's been working smooth thus far. But he got tagged for a single and a walk in this inning. This brings up the EH, Justin Lauren. That one comes a little in. 1-0 count now on Lauren. See, now the infield playing straight up without anyone being held on. The gaps are a little bit less widespread. Davini bounces that one. A great stop by Lombardo, putting his chest in front of it. That's the second quick reaction of this inning for Lombardo to halt any movement on the bases. Davini's next one finds the zone on Lauren. It's a 2-1 count now. We're over a half hour into this game in just the bottom of the second.
It really doesn't feel like that. It does not feel like it's been that long.
Just an hour 16 left on the time limit. And the 2-1 pitch from Davini. Again finds the zone. Lauren not moving that bat around. Just one more strike, and Davini can strand these runners. And time called at the plate by Lauren. Rain's still coming down, a little humid out here. Some might call it musty weather. But the 2-2 pitch here from Davini, just low and outside. Oh no, they called it strike 3. Guess I spoke too soon. From my angle, it didn't look too pretty. Let's watch it back real quick.
Let's see, strikeout number 4.
I won't speak too heavily on that one. It did look similar to what I saw from my angle. But that's the 4th strikeout for Davini. 0-0 heading into the top of the 3rd. 2 runners left stranded there for the 5-star when we come back. So starting off this inning for the Beast is the 9-hitter left fielder Joe Villa. Still on the mound for the 5-star is Wyatt Mitchell after his struggles in the 2nd inning. After all, to give him credit, no runs came around on the Aiden Biglin double play to end the inning. So not too much damage has been done. In fact, no damage at all, really. But a 1-0 count here to Villa. In case anyone was wondering, you couldn't see it, the rain's still moving here. And that one comes in high on Villa.
Dare I say it's coming down lighter than it was last time?
I think it is. You can't see it as much, yeah. The 2-0 pitch here from Mitchell. That one finds the inside corner. Strikeouts have come pretty easily for both these pitchers. 4 for Davini. And 2, I believe, thus far for Mitchell. That one catches the zone.
I have just 1 for Mitchell.
Oh, just 1. Excuse me.
Yeah, the first batter of this past inning.
Yeah, Davini ended that last inning with a strikeout on Lauren. The 2-2 pitch here from Mitchell just misses outside. The full count on Villa here before we wrap it up to the top of the order again for Decapia. Here's the payoff pitch from Mitchell. Bounces just behind the plate, and that's another walk here by Wyatt Mitchell.
I'm thinking about it now after I just checked in to look back to see how many strikeouts he had. The way that this book works is so interesting. I feel like I haven't done the book for a baseball game in forever. There's in each of my batter square things, I have the diamond, but then I also just have options that I could just circle. I could circle 1B, 2B, 3B,
Yep.
BB. I remember when I used to do the book way back, it was just the diamond, and I would have to write everything in. This is so much simpler than
The book is really a lost art in today's world.
Absolutely. I used to do it when I would go to games at Citi Field. Now I don't even think about doing the book.
Here's the top of the order. It's Lucas Decapia. And running on the pitch is Villa. Liam Green already caught 1 this game. That one bounces on a 1-hop. Wasn't a bad throw, but a great jump there by Villa. So Green's 1 for 2 in catching those guys running. So early in the top of the 3rd, a runner in scoring position with the top of the order here, Decapia. There's a 2-0 count after that one, which bounced. Capia hit a shot out to left in his first at bat. That one catches the top of the zone. We haven't seen much action for the outfield. Just that shot by DeCapia and then the sliding grab out by Zukli, also in the first inning, I believe. Most has been kept in the infield, and then a lot of walks that we've seen.
DeCapia was the one who was caught stealing in the first.
He was. He flew out and then pinch ran for Davini after Davini walked. And then DeCapia was, in fact, caught stealing, yeah. It's a 3-1 count now. At second, Chase Glover bouncing around to hold on the runner. And a timeout was called. So we're going to reset for this 3-1 pitch. And here it comes from Mitchell. Capia was a little antsy to get to first there. Thought it was a ball. That one caught the corner, and now it's going to be a full count. I've seen that multiple times already, the guys dropping the bat to move.
I was just thinking that. Yeah, that's not the first time we've seen that today.
Doesn't feel any more convincing to the umpire.
No, I think that's at least 3 different times now.
There's the payoff pitch, and that one comes in low again. A lot of 3-2 pitches bouncing on the plate for Mitchell. And what do we have on the walk tally for Wyatt Mitchell right now?
I can count it up for you right now. Let's see. He had 1 in the first, 3 that last inning, and now he's got 2 here. So he's up to 6.
Yeah, 6 total walks, 2 quickly here in the top of the third. Both of the first batters on base without having to swing it.
He's technically pitched 2 innings and then some work here. So he has the same amount of walks as he has outs.
Yeah, 6 of the first 9 batters walk for the Beast. Here's the pitcher, Ty Davini, who did, in fact, walk in his first at-bat.
Will be 6 of the first 10. Because to copy there was our
6 of the first 10, indeed.
Yeah.
So nobody being held on right now. The leads can grow a little, and they do. Trying to drop one down is Davini for the second straight pitch, and he again pops it behind him. And now he's going to have to really use that bat. Do you think there are many situations which you would still try a bunt attempt with 2 strikes?
Not really, honestly. I feel like you'd have to be a hitter that has such good contact skills, like where like you have to know that you're putting, not only putting the bat on the ball, but putting it in play. Like I feel like off the top of my head, I'd trust maybe Luis Arias.
Does he often lay down bunts though?
I'm just thinking pure contact-wise.
Sure, yeah.
Like, I know he's going to put the bat on the ball.
Just having a good eye for it, yeah. Davini shoots this over the head of Biglin. Is that deep enough, though, for someone around third? No, Villa cannot.
He almost had him coming back to third base.
That was brought in quickly by Cameron Mitchell, the other Mitchell. And the bases are juiced with nobody out. A hit there, at least, for the Beast. That was Davini. And now up the shortstop, Anthony Campagnoni. Campagnon, I believe.
Campagnon,
yeah.
He had to pop up to second, his first at bat, his first pitch. So I didn't even have a chance to mention my Jack Caglione comparison.
That's close enough. Welcome back, Jack Caglione.
Yeah, close enough.
I think Mitchell's just got to find the strike zone on this at bat. To walk home the run here would be very rough.
You know, I think it was yesterday that Caglione hit a home run. I think it was 466 feet. Did you see that?
I did not see that, no.
It was yesterday, the day before. He hit 460-something feet. I think it was 466. He's been real good. Florida Gator, Jack Caglione. Obviously now Kansas City Royal.
And Campagnon shoots it past the arms of Biglin, which were outstretched. Rounding third there was DeCapia, but again, quick recovery out and left by Cameron Mitchell. So there's the first run on the board, an RBI single for Campagnon. It's a 1-0 lead now for the Beast, and that brings up the third baseman, Anthony Paulson. Struggles continue for Wyatt Mitchell. Bases are still juiced once again with run on the board for the Beast. That was a A fair diving attempt there by Bigland at third.
He got close to it, I think. He had a chance at it.
That had some hard exit velo. That's another shot out there. Now that's past the arms of Andrew Ennis. Rounding third now is, I believe, Davini. Yeah. The throw not in time into the hands of Green. Was a rocket out there in center from D'Onofrio, but that one brings in two. 2-run single for Anthony Paulson on the first pitch he sees. Now that brings up the center fielder Parker Zucli. Let's watch that one back. Because the infield was playing so far in, Ennis didn't really have a chance to get out for that one. And a nice crow hop from D'Onofrio into the hands of Ennis. Good relay, I have to say. And the first pitch to Zucli catches the outside corner for strike one. Now it's just first and second after the 2 runs came in on that one. But things aren't looking pretty here for Wyatt Mitchell. I can't see if there's anyone warming up in the 5-star bullpen, but I don't know honestly if there's more than 9 guys here today. That one shot down the third baseline into the hands of Bigland, but in foul territory. Boy, did things spice up quickly here. Couple walks and hit after hit for the Beast.
I think they do have more than 9 because they have a 10-man lineup, so they have at least one the extra hitters on the bench, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure that if Justin Lauren would be getting loose if he's a
I'm not
has
saying
pitcher
him
capabilities.
specifically, but I'm saying
But yeah,
if
they
they
do have
wanted
more
to
than
warm someone
9.
up, you could throw him on the field,
Yeah.
pull somebody out.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
No action yet, though. 1-2 count here on Zucli. That one bounces on the plate. Kept in front by Liam Green. This has become a long inning here that Wyatt Mitchell has to find his way through. It's a 2-2 count on Zucli. Still nobody out. Glover trying to hold at second. Runner is moving. And Green tried to throw at him. That went high. Bigland had to fall over. But Zucli did strike out on that pitch. I'm neglecting to mention. So there's another strikeout on the belt of Wyatt Mitchell. That's only the first out of the inning now. Now runners are on the corners. That was Campagnon finding his way to third base on the steal. And now we have the right fielder, the 6-hitter here, Miles Kaleshevitz. And now taking off on the pitch is Zucli. That goes over the head of Green, so there will be no throw. And there's a stolen base.
Paulson. Wouldn't it be?
Oh, yes.
Zucli
Zucli just struck out. Yes,
yeah,
that was
that'd be
Paulson.
Paulson.
Yep. A lot of guys coming to bat right now. So now second and third, 2 guys in scoring position for Kaleshevitz.
Yeah, it's a third stolen base this inning.
Yeah, it's getting hard out here for Liam Green to throw down.
Villa had a stolen base after his leadoff walk this inning.
I have to say, the rain is extremely light right now if it's still happening, because I cannot even see it. And that one bounces behind Green. He recovers quickly, and there will be no movement on the bases.
Yeah, I say the backstop's not too deep. That would have been tough to try and steal home here.
There's only 1 out under Mitchell's belt, so the Beast can still play pretty conservative here. Matt Lombardo, the catcher, waiting on deck. So it's a 2-0 count now on Kaleshevitz. That one's high. Good grab there by Green. The infield is again playing in, and the last time we saw that just a few batters ago, it didn't pay off as a shot went right by Ennis. But why not try to keep everything inside here? Don't want any infield singles bringing in at least 1 run. Kaleshevitz takes one at the knees for strike 1. I suppose there's no double play ball here to be had.
Yeah,
Might as well bring him in.
I think it'd have to be like a grounded or either short or third that they tag a runner and throw over. Or like a line drive they can't. Oh, well. Now the double play's back.
Well, now an adjustment will be made. Another walk here by Mitchell. Kaleshevitz finds his way to first. And here is the catcher, Matt Lombardo.
That's walk number 7, I believe.
Oh, now there will probably be duties handed over from coach here. We'll see if Wyatt Mitchell continues this inning. 3 runs scored here, just 1 out, and the bases are loaded once again.
It looks that way, yes. It looks like pitching change.
Now that the rain has assumingly cleared out, I cannot see or detect any sense of rain. People are walking in the open air without covering.
What do we got here? Number 12.
Switching it up with the third baseman, Aiden Bigland, coming onto the mound.
Aiden Bigland, all right.
Not too much adjustment. It looked like we're just going to move Wyatt Mitchell over to third in his replacement.
It's a clean flip.
Yeah, it looks that way. We'll see what Aiden Bigland has. We're down to minutes on the game timer, under an hour now, and we're still in the bottom of the third.
Oh, they count the seconds, too. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it gets that official here at the Sword of Legacy Park. Due up right now for the Beast, we got Matt Lombardo, then Colin McCarthy, and then Joe Villa. 7, 8, 9 before it wraps around to the top again. Who led off this inning for the Beast?
I was going to say, yeah, Villa led off the inning.
Yeah.
So we're pretty
We're
close
getting
to
close.
a bat around here.
This is about to be the 8th hitter of the inning, Matt Lombardo, in this World Series.
Extended weekend, too. I mean, today's Thursday.
Quite a
We
long
got
weekend,
Thursday,
yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 days worth of games here. Somebody's playing multiple times a day, I believe, right?
So you really got to be ready for a lot of scenarios. Yes, I'm playing multiple times a day. So here is the catcher, Matt Lombardo.
Lombardo drew a walk his last time around before the inning-ending double play from McCarthy.
With how long the weekend is, I would assume that starting pitcher Wyatt Mitchell comes back around to play in another game, perhaps start another one. We'll see. Some of these teams have a lot of pitchers in their bag they can roll to.
Yeah, I would assume he'd have to come back around. Maybe not in as many pitches. I mean, I wasn't really tracking his pitch count.
Lombardo shoots this one out into center. D'Onofrio's out there. But actually, instead, Andrew Ennis will reach that, the shortstop. Looked too deep for the infielders to reach, but Ennis has no problem getting there.
What would that be on the scorecard? Is that 5 or 6?
That's a 6, actually.
6?
Shortstop, yeah.
So third would be 5.
Indeed, yeah. That's another weird thing you can really get into, how it jumps first, second, third, and then goes back to short in the number book.
I guess it almost makes sense, but
Yeah.
it's a little odd.
Here is the first baseman, Colin McCarthy, who takes one on the outside corner for strike 1.
I'll just think of David Wright and make that 5. Third base, David Wright, 5.
I suppose you could do that. And the rain just picked up out of nowhere again. It looked like it was totally out. And then now it's torrential downpour. McCarthy shoots this one out to third. That's now Wyatt Mitchell taking that position. Fires it over to first, brought in by Learn. So 3 runners left stranded here by the Beast, but they tag 3 on the board. Wyatt Mitchell out of this game. Bigland now on the mound. We'll see how the 5-star can respond in the bottom of the third when we come back. Bottom of the third action between the Beast and the 5-star. 3 runs tagged on Wyatt Mitchell in the top of the third by the Beast. Now Wyatt Mitchell gets to defend it a little bit, or I should say attack it, down 3 here in the bottom of the third. Now the third baseman, the 8-9 and then the 1 coming up here against, still remaining on the mound, Ty Deviney for the Beast. That one comes inside, 2-0 count here on Wyatt Mitchell. The rain has gotten harder than we've seen it at all today, right after I said in the last inning that it had cleared up. But the players still marching through this right now. A high pitched by Deviney. Probably the hardest grip any pitcher has had today on a ball is what these guys are facing right now. Yeah, Lombardo will switch balls. We're going to see that a lot. It's a 3-0 count. They're having to wipe down all these balls with towels mid-inning because we're going to run out very quickly.
It's actually starting to get wet over here in this booth.
Mitchell was playing around with a fake bunt there on a 3-0 count. It gets Deviney to throw it low. Yeah, we are feeling a little bit.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
My screen over here get wet.
An ugly start to the bottom of the third for Deviney. A 4-pitch walk puts Mitchell on first base. Now he's going to be held on by McCarthy. And now the 10-hitter, bottom of the lineup, right fielder Joshua Cedeno. And after the 4-pitch walk, Deviney settles in nicely for a first pitch strike at the knees. I would not want to be standing out there, especially for how long of an inning the Beast put up offensively last inning. To be on the 5-star field, that would have been rough.
I mean, I can't lie, I agree with you.
His downpour is getting bad.
Yeah, it does not look like they're having fun. It's tough. I mean, hopefully the next time they get out there, it's a lot nicer weather, but some of the innings they're out there for, like this one especially, looks hard.
Yeah, Deviney just smoked Cedeno there on that second strike. It's a 1-2 count now. Let's see if Mitchell gets moving on first base. Like we said, it's going to be harder to throw anyone out with this rain, but we'll see. That one comes in low on Cedeno. We haven't seen Lombardo have to throw down to second yet, at least during the innings. We've seen it during the warm-ups, and it hasn't looked bad at all. He's ready to plop up. He's playing a little higher than your average catcher would. Well, here's a full count now. Nobody out here. The 5-star would love to put 2 men on and get back to the top of the lineup. Now Mitchell off on the 3-2 pitch. That one comes in low for ball 4 anyway. I kind of like that on a full count, moving off first base. Not that it's much of a distraction for the pitcher, because especially Deviney being a righty, so he couldn't really see it. But just moving on the full count obviously puts as much pressure as you can.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess especially if you're not taking off like a full-on sprint, this way if the ball like isn't a walk or it's like a line shot or that's caught, you're in a tough spot. Like obviously, full count, 2 outs, you're moving on contact. It's a little odder when there's nobody out.
Still nobody out, first and second here. An ugly start for Deviney in the bottom of the third.
This is a rarity for him. I mean, he had 1 walk through 2.
It was a pretty efficient first 2 innings for Deviney.
Yeah. And now he has the back-to-back walks to start this inning. Something that he was not.
Just the 1 walk
doing.
and 1 hit, I believe.
Yeah, genuinely.
Here's the top of the
order. I mean,
order.
granted, that was 2 innings, but.
Yeah. Catcher Liam Green here for his second at bat. He went down looking in the bottom of the first. Look how large the lead at first is growing there by Joshua Cedeno. Not being held on by McCarthy because the infield is a little in. At least McCarthy is.
It's kind of odd, though, because the runner on second is not really, like, Mitchell's not really taking that big of a lead. So, like, Cedeno's really got nowhere to go.
I feel like a little bit more pressure is being applied there by the shortstop, Campagnon.
Yeah. So I feel like Cedeno would almost be, like, held out to dry if he gets too far out.
He's going so far out there. If I would, if anything, try to get McCarthy back over to first.
Especially when the first baseman's not even, like, he's multiple steps past where the first baseman is playing.
That is a crazy lead.
Like you could almost see the roles reverse, where like he's where the first baseman should be playing, and the first baseman's where the runner should be.
Yeah. When not being held on, you can get as devious as you like to.
Honestly, yeah. However he likes.
There's a 2-1 count on Liam Green. He tries a bunt, pops it back there. We've only seen one bunt get plopped down successfully, a lot coming off the top of the bat and going backward. The bunt, a popular play today. At least the rain lightening up again. That was some hard downpour out of nowhere there.
Don't jinx it again.
Thankfully for Davini, at least Campagnoni still replying the pressure at short. Now that one shot out to right by Green. Out there is Kaleshevitz. He grabs that one to put away the first out of this inning. Not a bad opposite field shot out there by Green. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Sean D'Onofrio. At least one out under the belt of Davini now. McCarthy still playing rather in. The only infielder playing in like that I'm noticing.
Yeah, it is really weird how he's... Like, I wonder if these are signs he's getting from the coach, or if he's just...
I'm assuming
how
so.
He feels like he should play it.
Are they preparing for a bunt down the third baseline, maybe?
Not even down the third baseline.
Or first baseline, I mean, yeah.
Because then you have the second baseman's practically in the outfield.
So we've got Wyatt Mitchell on second, Cedeno on first still. That one's inside. 2-0 count now on D'Onofrio. Andrew Ennis, the shortstop, waiting on deck. And he had a shot out to center in his last at-bat. As for D'Onofrio, he, just like Green, struck out in that first inning. He shoots one at Campagnone at second. He's going to take it to second himself, then fire over to McCarthy. A little late. That one gets past McCarthy as well. Now, sprinting home is Mitchell. The throw home, not in time. So on the error, Mitchell will take the plate. And that's the first run on the board for the 5-star. It was a good play by Campagnone to get it to second himself, because way beyond second was Decapia, not in time to get there to help out. Then just an off-target throw. He was rushing against the speedster D'Onofrio. On the bounce, it wouldn't have been there in time anyway. That's an error you hate to see for the first run tagged here.
This is where it gets fun now. Now, what do I write in my little 1-inch box in the scorecard? Let's say
perhaps a 6
fielder's
U. Oh, yeah, I guess a fielder's choice would
choice,
count.
and then
E6.
E6.
Yeah.
And then the runner, who was Mitchell, comes home.
Now this one is skied out to left, where it's found by Joe Villa to end the inning. So the error tags one on as Wyatt Mitchell comes around to score. A 3-run lead here. Or excuse me, 2-run lead, 3-1 after 3 for the Beast. Heading into the top of the 4th, we'll see what happens when we come back. Welcome back to Lasorda Legacy Park. Top of the fourth action between the Beast and the 5-star. Left fielder Joe Villa leading off for the second straight inning after the Beast batted around 9 hitters in the last inning. Aiden Biglin now on the mound still for the 5-star. The first one comes in high. Things didn't look too pretty there for Ty Deviney to end the third. An error costing him a run. And one came around. So just a 2-run lead here for the Beast trying to add insurance on the top of the fourth with under 45 minutes left to go in this game, in which we might not make it 7.
I think they'd really have to step on the gas if they want to go 7. 7 feels like a tough task.
Yeah, I'm not assuming that we're going to make it there.
I mean, this is top 4. I mean, it's not impossible, but they would definitely have to step on the gas.
It hasn't even been a high-scoring affair. Just been a lot of walks.
A lot of base runners. I mean, they got out a few different jams.
Yeah. A lot of walks, and then a lot of the outs have been strikeouts, which obviously is more timely. Time-consuming. I feel like timely means the opposite.
Time-consuming. Yeah.
So 3-1 count here on Villa. That one finds the outside corner. We'll see how far Aiden Biglin goes. This is going to be, you got the last out, or last 2 outs actually, to end the third. And here he is for a clean 4th. The payoff pitch here from Biglin is high, above the head of Villa. And that'll be another walk here. The first one for Biglin. But what is that, 8 total for the 5-star?
I can count them out. I mean, this was the same way the last inning started, with a walk by Villa. Let's see. Yeah, this is 8.
Yeah, 8.
Yeah.
1 from Biglin, 7 from Mitchell.
I believe so.
Yeah. Here's the top of the order again. DeCapia taking off on the pitch is Villa. That one bounces away from Green. And Villa's already rounding second.
That's Villa's second stolen base. That's what he did last inning, too. Hit
Yeah,
the leadoff
very
walk,
similar
and he
starts to
immediately
last
stole
inning.
second base.
So now runner in scoring position with nobody out. In the top of the order here. 1-0 count on DeCapia. Ooh, the pickoff play there by Biglin. That was pretty beautiful. His leg was up and he spun.
Yeah, that was closer than I expected it to be.
That actually looked dangerous as he was spinning. Villa looked like he was caught up. Yeah, Glover was ready for that one. Look at that. Put the leg up and then spin on the other leg.
Wow.
Still 1-0 to DeCapia. Shoots that one high behind us onto another field. No action going on that field right now. 3 games happening in total right now. 3 10 o'clock starts. This is the one being broadcasted here on Steel Sports.
Maybe one of those other games that are happening right now, or a team we're going to see later.
We shall see.
I haven't really peeped into any of those games, but
Glover holding on. Villa at second again. That looked like it had a little curve to it.
Yeah,
Saw
that
some
one
drop
looked
action.
pretty nice.
Copy was thrown off guard there. It's a 2-2 count now. Love to see some off speed. Now that the rain is totally cleared up, now that my vision is hopefully suiting me right.
well, you know what
Maybe we'll
happened
not
last
see it
time
pick
you
up
said
again.
that, so
Maybe it hadn't totally cleared up though. Now I'm totally sure that there's no rain occurring in front of my eyes. That one shot past the dugout of the Beast. No play there for Green to make. Villa still waiting around on second in a 2-2 count here on DeCapia. If you really look deeply at the Beast jerseys, you gotta admire the design with the kind of hexagons that they got going. DeCapia again swings late, shoots this one into foul territory. No play there to be made by Learn.
you know, I really hadn't even looked that deeply into them to see the kind of hexagons they got going on.
Yeah, really cool
And
design.
even the undersleeve, like along the sides, you see,
Yeah, the
like
black.
the black stripe coming down.
Nice stuff. Still a 2-2 count here after a couple foul balls. And that one soars right in there. That one looked like it dropped again. But DeCopia is caught looking in Bigland with his first strikeout.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. I've seen a couple guys going down looking in this game. You feel like they got to start protecting a little bit more with 2 strikes. And I'm sure both coaches are getting on them for that. Here's starting pitcher Ty DeVinny. 1-out now with Villa still standing on second. That one's high. Not too high for the outstretched arms of Liam Green. As you can see in the footage, Glover's still roaming around second base to hold on Villa. That one bounces right into the glove of Green. Both catchers doing very well keeping stuff in front of them today, other than the super high pitches, which are very much out of their reach. Big keeping that eye on Villa, threatens him a little bit. Again, going to point out a very large gap right now between first and second. Learn playing where he should be, but Glover's got to recover after these pickoffs.
He's playing him super close at second base. You know, the shortstop is not close at all.
Yeah, unfortunately, holding on runners leaves this type of gap. It's a 3-0 count. Can Bigland find the strike zone? No, he can't. Over DeVinny's head it goes. That would be the 9th walk that the 5-star have allowed. Coaches have got to be on these pitchers to find the strike zone. And here's the shortstop, Anthony Campagnon.
Campagnon had the RBI single earlier. Drove in the first run.
He did. A lot of the middle of this lineup has been very involved. Strike there by Bigland.
Campagnon had the RBI single. He ended up stealing third. But he did not come around to score.
That one is low on Campagnon. You see the difference here. Learn's not playing that shallow. In fact, he's playing close enough to first base where the lead can't grow too much for DeVinny. I'm curious as to what the base running really technique / rules are as Campagnon shoots that out into center field. Not a quick enough reaction time by D'Onofrio to soar onto that one. But the throw to third was just past the outstretched arms of Wyatt Mitchell, or else there might have been a shot at getting the force there. All the runners were frozen waiting to see if D'Onofrio was going to get to it.
Villa had held up in case the ball was going to get caught.
Yeah.
So they had a real shot at getting the force there.
That was a close play at third. Let's watch that one back. Great exit velo there from Campagnon. I think if D'Onofrio had a quicker first step, he might have had it. Throws a bullet out to Mitchell at third. But yes, it hits off the outstretched arm of Villa. Or else that might have got him.
I didn't see that the first time. Okay, that's what happened.
Now fresh count here on Anthony Paulson, the third baseman, the cleanup hitter.
Paulson drove in 2 last time.
Yeah, the 2 RBI single, yeah.
And then he as well stole a base right after he got hit. And then, like Campagnon, ended the inning on base.
What I was saying when that shot was out there by Campagnon was that I'm interested in the base running decisions and what's going on with the Beast coaching, in the sense that DeVinny was pinch run after his first walk, but then DeVinny is now still on the base. Like, there was nobody out when DeVinny was pinch running that first inning. That one gets by Green, but he jumps on it quickly. I thought it was perhaps like
his last at bat
that's
either.
what I'm saying. So I thought it was more of a anytime DeVinny's up, we're going to pull him type of thing.
That is really weird. Because I was going to say, now does that mean now he's done pitching, but he didn't get pitch ran for last time either.
Let me pose you this. Was there a runner in advance of DeVinny in his last at bat? Was he the lead runner when he was on base?
No.
Maybe that is behind the decision a little bit. Now, again, DeVinny is not the lead runner right now, standing on second behind Villa. perhaps if he's the lead runner, he has more.
Oh.
They want him to steal.
Okay, so maybe DiCaprio was faster than Davini. That they were like, we can pinch run him, so let's do it.
Maybe they don't want their pitcher taking a stealing situation.
Yeah.
But Bigland walks in a run there as Paulson on the 3-1 count takes a high ball, and Villa finds his way home. Now a 3-run lead here for the Beast. That is my prediction.
That's another RBI.
You don't want him
Paulson.
being the lead runner.
That checks out to me, I'll be honest.
I'm not sure, though. That's just a bold estimate of mine. Here comes Parker Zuckley, the center fielder. To take back what I just said a moment ago, first baseman Garrett Learn is very shallow now in comparison to McCarthy in the last inning for the Beast. Coach is bringing in the first baseman with the bases juiced.
That Paulson RBI there gives him his third of the day of just the 4 runs. Good day for
Paulson
Paulson.
has been raking as the cleanup hitter.
Having a good day.
Raking feels like a strong word for a walk, but he's bringing the guys around.
I thought it, but I was like, I didn't want to say it. I was like, we'll accept raking for the RBIs. I was like,
Shot out into left field. Mitchell can't get there in time. That's over the head of Ennis. And now that gets past Mitchell, but he gets there in time. Oh, no, he doesn't get there in time. The throw home, Campagnon
Cut
finds
off.
his way in there easily without a slide. I thought Mitchell picked that up in time where they weren't going to send Campagnon home, but they did it anyway. A bold move pays off, and it's a 5-run lead now for the Beast. 2 guys coming to score, though I would only probably call that 1 RBI because that runner probably shouldn't have come around if Mitchell was on that cleanly. Now here's the right fielder, Miles Kaleshevitz.
I'm giving him 2 RBIs in my book.
You know what? You do it. That one's over the head of Kaleshevitz for ball 1.
Partially because I already wrote down 2 by the time you said that. So he gets 2. I do get what you're saying, though. I don't know if that would have been 2 in a normal.
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't have.
No,
Though
I don't think
Campagnoni
so.
was running in fast.
It's like
I don't
when
think
they
it would have sent him. Now that's grounded out to Ennis at short. He could have possibly had a play at second, but he goes across the diamond to first. It bounces over Learn. Now he's firing home. Now he's going to eat it. Paulson comes in to score. Everybody moves an extra base on the error.
does say, yeah, that one will definitely be ruled an error. He took his time with that play, too.
Things are getting ugly here for Bigland. They're tagging him up. A couple errors going around him, but the contact's coming in hard. A 6-run lead here for the Beast. 4 runs tagged this inning, and now a mound visit coming for Bigland. I'm not sure that there was a play there at second. I'm interested in looking at that one back.
I don't think so. I think if he had charged the ball, maybe, or he would have, like, I think with the way that he played it, there was no way he was going to pick it up the way he did and get it to second. There was no way he was going to get him out.
Yeah, perhaps Ennis sat on that too long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're checking that out really quick on the
He
instant
waited
replay.
on
It's a
it, so I
perfect
don't
angle to
think-
check it. Oh,
He-
that was the high ball.
He had waited on it, so he was not going to be able to make the play to second. But I mean, even if he did charge it, he would have had to turn his body to get it back to second. So I think it would have been a tough play regardless at second.
So Bigland's going to remain on the mound here. 4 runs scored this inning. It's a 7-1 game now. Here's the catcher, Matt Lombardo. Runner moving as expected with runners on the corners. And Kaleshevitz has no problem getting to second. Green eats it. Infield playing pretty in here, trying to keep everything out of the outfield. That one bounces over the head of Green. No movement there on third.
I feel like we won't see a lot of taking home in this tournament. The backstop's really not that large. Oh, here's a look at that play.
Let's see. Yeah, he's close enough where a quick fire could have been
It was
there.
closer than I thought it was, but I still don't think he would have had the play at second.
That's a debate I'm sure will be running through the head of Ennis after that error. Who would you put that error on, though? Because it bounced kind of into the chest region in terms of height on Learn at first base. It's a tough scoop to make.
I had given it to the shortstop.
Usually I think they give any throw that hops, they give it the error to the guy who threw it.
Yeah, because I mean, you would have needed it. I mean, the scoop obviously would have been a bonus.
Yeah. It was an unfortunate turn of events. 4 runs tagged now in this inning. It's a 2-2 count on Lombardo. That one gets by Green as well. Runners are staying put. There's only 1 out, so they don't have to risk too much. I want you to pay attention really quick to the lead right now at second. Obviously, no one's going to be holding anyone on because the infielders are all in. But just about halfway down the baseline, we're talking.
I mean, yeah, he's not past the shortstop, so, I mean, who's really going to – and the second baseman's not closing in on him. He's taking as much as they're letting him take.
And now another walk here. I think we just touched double digits. Lombardo finds his way to first.
That sounds accurate to me. I'll give it a quick count regardless.
You got it?
No, not yet.
Okay. I just didn't want to sit in silence waiting for it.
I would tell you when I've counted. Now I'm going to start over it because I
start from the
forget.
top. I'll keep entertaining. 1-0 count now on Colin McCarthy, the first baseman. The bases are juiced. Bigland in danger of allowing 5, maybe more in this inning.
That was actually 11.
Oh, we missed counting on the double digits on the last one, I guess.
We didn't grab 10. 10 was Paulson.
Yep. We were too busy talking about wordplay when it happened.
Yeah.
It's 2-0 count now. McCarthy shoots this down the third baseline. That's fair past the outstretched arms of Mitchell. That one hits off of the wall on the left side. That's going to be a hard play for the other Mitchell to make. Kaleshevitz comes in to score. Finding his way into third there is Lombardo. Now runners on the corners again. It's 9-1 now. 2 runners came in to score there. A 2-run single. That one was barely fair, but look at that. It hits off of that post on the left side. It was a tough play for Cameron Mitchell because he had to turn and adjust himself. And those 2 come in to score now. Here's Joe Villa. They have officially batted around. This is the second at bat of the 4th.
Now I got to do that weird thing in my scorecard where they bat around now. So now they're going to bat into the next inning.
You do have to do that weird thing, yeah.
Ugh. But hey, I mean, big inning. 6 runs already. You still got 2 guys on base and still 1 out. So
the
I might have to
5-star
use another.
are going to make the call here to hold on the runner, but they're moving anyway. Now that one's shot into the hands of Ennis at short. Backhanded play. Let's see if he can make it. And Villa beats it out by a step. It was a nice backhand, but he had to throw across the diamond there against his body. And that brings in another run. An infield single there for Villa. And in comes
Lombardo.
Another run. Yeah, Lombardo comes in to score.
McCarthy over to second.
Here comes the top of the order once again. Second baseman Lucas DiCapia for his 4th at bat of the game in just the bottom of the 4th. That one's at his eyes for ball 1.
DiCapia has the only out of the inning.
Yeah, he gets another try here. The Beasts have touched double digits as a ball comes out of nowhere from another field. That actually scared me.
That was a foul ball from the field behind us.
I'm sure that was caught on screen probably. Wouldn't that be interesting if it happened mid-play?
Ooh, I wonder what would happen. What would like the call even
And
be?
the umpires would have to converge on that.
What happens if a player catches it? They get something. Can they do something about that?
I don't think that would do much. That one's just outside.
The ball is hit in play, and then another ball comes in that the player catches instead.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
I would find it interesting.
First and second, 2-0 count, just 1 out here. It's been 1 out for a while. Like you said, since the last time DiCapia was out, it's only been 1 out. That one's low. It's a 3-0 count. So 9 straight batters since the last out.
Yeah, I mean, we started with the Villa walk. DiCapia got out. Then you had walk, single, walk, RBI, single, the error, a walk, and another single.
And we talked in the beginning of this inning at the opportunity to go through 7 innings here in this game. I've lost all confidence in that possibility. There's only 25 minutes left on the game timer.
We started the conversation this inning, too.
Yeah. This inning has been about 25 minutes as DiCapia shoots this one up in the air in the infield. Calling it off is the starting pitcher, Mitchell, playing third base now. And that'll be the second out of the inning. So DiCapia takes 2 outs himself in this inning.
That hurts.
Not to call him out. I'm just pointing out that it did happen.
That hurts. You know he's not happy about that.
Everyone else is feasting right now on the Beast, but he's got 3 outs in this game himself. What did he do in that second at bat? He walked? He came around to score?
Yeah. He did get on base today, and he did score.
Here's Ty DeVinny, the starting pitcher. Shoots this one out to Ennis. It's short. He has a chance to make another play. Here's going to take the easier
There you
opportunity, flip it to Glover at second. That'll be the third out here. So 7 runs tagged on Bigland. Perhaps not all earned, but it's a 10-run lead here after 4, or after the top of the 4th, I should say. Heading into the bottom of the 4th. 9-run deficit here for the 5-star to recover when we come back. Hey, it's bottom of the 4th action here at Lasorda Legacy Park. 10-1 score right now. The Beasts are up on the 5-star. Leading it off is Aiden Bigland for the 5-star. That's the cleanup hitter. Still going strong for the Beast is Ty DeVinny. He's only given up 1 through 3. That was a long inning, almost 25 minutes that the Beasts were just on offense. That one's low. DeVinny down in a 2-0 count here against Bigland. Just 22 minutes remaining on the game timer. I say we go through 5 innings. The next thing will probably be the last, to my guess. That's skied up. The only guy with an opportunity at it is Lombardo, and it hits off his glove. He almost fell into the dugout gate, so I don't blame him for struggling to keep his head on it.
I thought he had it too. It definitely hit his glove.
I love the way the camera tracks this one. Yeah, he was getting too close to the gate there.
He had it too.
It was hard one to track.
That's tough. He did have it.
That one bounces in front. Beautiful scoop by Lombardo.
Not that I'm gonna put in my book that it was an error, but that would be in the major leagues, wouldn't it? Since it was like
a playable ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. That's a good point. There's a walk for DeVinny.
Because you know what I mean? Because it was like one that would technically have been an out.
Yeah,
especially
I agree.
since it was in the glove. I mean, I don't want to say in the glove, but hit the meat part of the glove.
Bigland joins the walk affair today. The first base runner on base this inning. Here's Chase Glover.
Glover had that sack bunt earlier.
He did indeed, yeah. Moved the runners around.
Only plate appearance of the day.
McCarthy holding on Bigland.
4th inning for an offense that only put up 1 run. We're only second time through the order.
Yeah, the 5-star definitely not moved as efficiently here.
I mean, there's a chance that some of these guys end the game with 1 at bat.
With 1 at bat? Excuse me?
Yeah. We're at the 4 hitter right now, second time through the order.
Yes, because we only might go through 5 innings, yeah.
I mean, it's odd when you look
possible.
at when you flip over the scorecard, you got guys on the other side that already have 4 at bats.
We'll see. I have to imagine they'll get through the 9, 10. See how efficiently DeVinny works. Skied out to right center. It'll be tough for anyone to close in on that, and they can't. Chopping it down on the bounce there was Zukli, but no one could get to that in the air.
Very hard hit ball.
Incredible exit velo and shot right into the gap where it needed to be. Bigler unfortunately only made it to second there. After that hard hit ball and both of the first batters making it on base there, a mound visit coming for Davini, and I wouldn't be surprised if that is his morning. He indeed hands the ball over. And it looks like coming in from right field here. Let's see. Are they bringing in Kuleshevitz, or is that somebody else?
Is it? I'm not sure. I think it is, yeah.
This might be
So it's the
Miles
same thing?
Kuleshevitz, yeah.
It's the same thing as the last team did, where they just did a clean swap, like pitcher for one position.
Yeah, it looks like
We don't really see that.
Davini's just
too
going to go
often.
take right.
Yeah. I think especially last year, we did not see that much, where you would see like 4 guys switch positions when you'd have to do a pitching change.
Yeah. Then it would get really messy in our books.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what makes me think of it, yeah.
See what I can mess around with on my book. Ideally, for the Beast, Kuleshevitz just finishes this game, takes this inning on, takes on the likely 5th inning, assuming this bottom of the 4th doesn't go another 18 and a half minutes.
Yeah. Do we want to go through his stat line for his pitching day today?
You don't break down the morning of Ty Davini.
Sure. The morning. Let's see. 3 innings and counting. He's technically still responsible for the 2 runners that he's leaving on base. But he had 4 strikeouts. He had 2 hits and 4 walks.
More strikeouts than walks, something you always like to hear.
Yeah.
Very efficient outing, though.
Well, same amount. It was 4 and 4.
Yeah. Only 1 run, and some might argue it wasn't even earned because it was on that error.
Well, that's the 1 run, but you're still responsible for 2 more that he's
Yeah.
leaving there with nobody out.
He's leaving some guys on, yeah.
Nobody out. They're gonna need. Remind me again who's on the mound. Kuleshevitz
Yeah.
to do some damage control. I mean, not really damage control. It's a 9-run game, but in honor of his pitching line, damage control. Keep those 2 runs from coming around to his name.
Kuleshevitz comes on against the bottom of the or the middle to bottom of the order. Garrett Learn, the first baseman, leading it off against Kuleshevitz. And the first pitch from Kuleshevitz finds the zone. An 0-1 count here. Again, they're going to bring McCarthy in shallow. Both coaches only playing with the first baseman in terms of their adjustments, really. That one blows by Learn for strike 2.
2 quick strikes.
Like we mentioned before, coaches want to save as many pitchers as they can throughout this tournament. So if Kuleshevitz can move smoothly and take out the entire 4th and the 5th, that would be nice. In 3 pitches, he punches out Learn for his first strikeout. About as great as a first 3 pitches can be for a pitcher coming out of the pen.
That was really good. Yeah, that's literally about as great as it could be.
3 straight strikes blows him by Learn.
You think the players can hear us? I said
Honestly,
that.
I fear a little bit that they can.
Because I didn't think that they could, and then as we were just talking about the strikeout, the catcher was just looking at us. So I wonder.
I caught his eyes again.
Did you?
A little self-conscious now. Here's a 1-0 count on left fielder Cameron Mitchell. The leads are growing. That one chopped into the helmet of Lombardo. He fires over to third. Paulson grabbed it in there, but moving quickly was Biglin. So the runners move on the wild pitch. It's a 2-0 count now after that wild pitch. Those leads were growing pretty extensive already on that pitch, so they were ready to go. That one takes the inside corner. It is a 2-2 count now with 1 out. Just over 15 minutes remaining on the game timer. Will likely take it 5 innings. See, when I said 2-2 count, I thought it was a 2-1 count, but I looked at the scoreboard and I saw 2-2.
I haven't really been using the scoreboard. I feel like there have been a couple times where it wasn't really.
Yeah, it is now a 2-2 count.
That I wasn't.
And that one is called strike 3 on the outside corner. Kuleshevitz comes in and takes 2 in a row without anyone putting it into fair territory.
Mitchell down on strikes for the 2nd time today.
A lot of these guys going down looking. Anything on the outside corner, you got to be fearful that it's going to be called. Here's the extra hitter, Justin Lauren.
Who was also a strikeout victim his first time.
To Davini, a lot of these guys were strikeout victims, to be fair. He had 4 himself. There's a 1-0 count. The infield playing pretty much straight up here with 2 outs. That one soared out into foul territory along the first baseline.
He's got a shot to get out of this with no runs.
This 1-2-3 from Kuleshevitz could be as pretty as it gets, other than the wild pitch advancing the runners.
The back-to-back strikeouts. You know Davini's getting hype in the right field. He can get out of this?
I hope he is. Is that another ball just came out of nowhere?
That went deep, too.
Seemingly from another field.
Shot over to the second baseman.
Let's clear that one up real quick.
Just toss that back over the fence.
You have to applaud teams doing this type of play with just 9 guys. You look at the Beast dugout right now, and there's no one in there but the coaches. So you come in with 9 guys, and you assumingly get the job done. I don't want to speak too ahead of myself and assume there won't be a 9-run comeback in this next inning.
You don't want to get too crazy.
It's a 2-1 count now on the extra hitter, Lauren. He grounds us into the glove of Kuleshevitz, who drops it. Let's see if he can still make the play. That one goes high on McCarthy, applies the tag, and he successfully tags Lauren before he gets to first. That was a close play at first. We'll see if we can look at that one back. We will. Almost an error there by Kuleshevitz off his glove. Throws it too high, and then applying the tag there is McCarthy.
There were so many pieces of that play that I did not think that there was a chance of an out.
Yeah. So
the
after
bobble from the pitcher, the throw, the tag.
After the 2 runners to lead off that inning put on by Davini, Kuleshevitz comes in and goes 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out, taken care of by himself. What an inning for Kuleshevitz. Heading into the top of the fifth with, I'm going to assume, will be the last inning here. 10-1 lead for the Beast when we come back. Back here at Lasorda Legacy Park, a 10-1 lead here for the Beast against the 5-star in the top of the 5th. Under 11 minutes of game time remaining here. I'm going to assume this will be the last inning, as leading off here for the Beast is Campagnon. New pitcher here for the 5-star. That's not the starting pitcher, Wyatt Mitchell. That's Cameron Mitchell, former left fielder in this game. In addition to there being just 10.5 minutes here on the game timer, mercy rules, I should say, just come into play in general. 8 runs after 5 innings would be a mercy rule, and the Beasts are up 9 currently. So despite any time obligations on this game, if the 5-star weren't going to score at least 3 runs in this in the bottom of this inning, assuming the Beasts are held to 0 here by Mitchell, it would be over anyway.
I think no matter the score, and then, I mean, time barring, I think they're going to just get their last slicks in the top of the 5th and try and put up as many runs as they would need
Yeah, I
to
mean,
tie.
mostly I'm looking at time, if anything. That
Yeah,
I think.
like if they can get this inning done within 10 minutes, they'll get their left slicks for the top of the fifth
Yeah.
in an attempt to
Well,
score at least
This is the top of the fifth
9
right
runs.
now.
Bottom of
So
the fifth, I mean.
yeah, so no matter what, the 5-star batting in the bottom of the fifth.
Yes.
But assuming that within these next 9 minutes that occurs, there will be no sixth. Yeah, and in addition to the mercy rule, yes.
Yeah.
There was another quick walk there on a 3-1 count. Finding first base was Campagnon, and here comes the cleanup hitter, Anthony Polson, who's had himself quite a morning. That one's low on Polson.
Polson's got a walk, a single, and 3 RBIs. It's not bad. I mean, it sounded like a lot of RBIs his last time around, and then they just proceeded to score a lot more runs that inning.
That one caught him in the back. So another pitcher struggling to find the zone here, Cameron Mitchell for the 5-star. And now 2 early base runners here. Other than that looking strikeout for Paulson in the second, it's been a very beautiful morning for him.
Yeah.
Here's the center fielder, Parker Zuckley.
He had the 2-run single his last time around.
He chops this one foul near the 5-star dugout.
Honestly, similar day to Paulson,
Was that the single down the third baseline with it brought in 2?
I believe.
Sounds
I believe
accurate.
so, yeah. He's similar to Paulson. He's got the single, the walk, and the strikeout, except instead of 3 RBIs, he's got 2.
The 0-1 pitch here from Mitchell. Outside and low. Glover checking on the runner at second. Keeping Campagnon close. Ooh, that one comes in a little high on Zuckley. It's a 2-1 count here. I'm assuming Kuleshevic's going to come in to close. Oh, yeah, just to close it off here after a 1-2-3 affair.
I was going to say, yeah, I don't see why not. Unless he's like a planned starter for another game where they're like, all right, give him a little bit of time here, and then we'll save him for another time.
I could easily see him being a starter after what we just witnessed, but
Maybe they don't want to
Maybe
use
we're
him up
speaking
too
early.
much, but I don't know.
it's a full count here on Zuckley, and then Kuleshevich himself would be on deck.
Just ask him when he comes in the box. There you
Ask
go,
him
back out
if
the
he's
pitch.
continuing. That one's smoked down the third baseline over the head of Biglin. That one's declared foul. Biglin actually returned to third base after finding his way onto the mound. Started at third base, came on for an inning and a half, in which he was tagged for 7 runs. And now he's back at third. So it's a full count here on Zuckley with nobody out and runners on first and second. The payoff here catches the outside corner. We see another victim to the looking strikeout as Zuckley goes down. The second strikeout for him today. 1 looking, 1 swinging. Let's watch this painted pitch here again by Mitchell. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little curious on that one, but I guess you have to be careful with the outside strikes that have been called today. It's a 1-0 count right now.
I mean, maybe we're not seeing it the same way that he is. I mean, I guess where he's seeing it where it would cross the middle versus where it ends up.
And Mitchell hits another batter. Kuleshevich takes that one on the behind. And once again, the bases are packed to capacity.
It's an interesting way to say bases are loaded.
I like to keep it fresh. I feel like the bases have been loaded quite enough today.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
There's one out here. Lombardo, the catcher, is up. Smokes this one out to left.
It gets down.
That one gets past the starting pitcher, Wyatt Mitchell. 2 runners coming to score. That's a 2-run double.
Another one
excuse me,
coming
another
around.
one coming around.
The throw.
Kuleshevich finds his way diving into the plate. But hanging around on second and not advancing is Matt Lombardo. That's a 3-run double for the catcher. I didn't think Kuleshevich was going to come around when Mitchell already brought it kind of into the relay already.
That
and
was
you're
a
still
high
standing on
pitch
third.
too, that he sent out to left.
Yeah, weren't reaching
He
there.
put a good swing on that ball.
A beautiful swing by Lombardo. Brings in 3. Then being the catcher, he'll take a breather and chill in the dugout for a little bit. Zukli comes out to replace him, the last out. Now here comes Colin McCarthy, the first baseman. It's a 13-1 game now in the top of the 5th. McCarthy pushes this one back behind him. Regardless of any mercy rule talk that we were having, there's only 4 minutes left in the game timer, so we will just end this game after the bottom of the 5th. Again, assuming not a major comeback. Comeback window is becoming more and more unlikely. 3 more tagged on by the Beast this inning. That one's behind McCarthy. Nearly another hit by pitch. Glover still remaining close at second to hold on Zukli. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Mitchell. Ooh, that one caught the ump. Oh, excuse me. I guess it caught Mitchell before the ump as well. I didn't see the contact on Mitchell. Or on McCarthy.
I thought it was inside. I didn't think it got him.
I heard the noise. Thought it was just on the ump.
Yeah. Anywho, I mean, that's the 3rd hit by pitch of this inning. Which is weird because, like, we really hadn't seen. I think we had seen what? Did we see 1 before this inning?
There might have been 1 before that.
I think it was
You gotta look
1.
back at it.
Let me update my book first.
It's 1st and 2nd now, just 1 out. Here's Villa once again. That one comes in high on him.
No, I don't think so. If there was, I didn't write it down.
Oh,
Or at least in the same way that I'm writing down the ones for these.
this is Villa's 4th at bat, and he's the 9 hitter for the Beast. So everybody's getting at least 4. Meanwhile, on the other hand, the 5-star, the bottom of the lineup, there's still some guys with only 1 at bat, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, starting the bottom of the 5th is going to be their 9-10 hitters getting their 2nd at bats.
Yeah. Been a high discrepancy in these lineups.
You know, Villa's been on base all 3 times today.
A lot of production from the 9 spot, yeah.
He got 2 walks, and he had the single. The single that he was actually retired on that fielder's choice to end the inning, last inning.
McCarthy growing his lead as much as he wants, not being held on by Learn. Green keeps that one in front of him. See, we thought after that first inning where Green came up firing, caught a runner stealing, DiCaprio was caught red-handed trying to steal second, that there was going to be a lot of defensive pride behind this 5-star team. We saw a couple errors in the last couple innings. But there's another looking strikeout by the Beast. Villa watches that one catch the outside corner, and another strikeout there for Cameron Mitchell.
Did I do that? Did I jinx Villa by saying he was on base all 3 times?
You might have. But again, these guys are watching the outside corner strike be called. DiCaprio takes a first pitch strike.
You know, they're flirting with batting around again. Davini on deck would be the final hitter.
Be the 9th. Campagnon started it, yeah. That one's a little low in DiCaprio. Still 1st and 2nd here with 2 outs. It's a 12-run lead here for the Beast. That one's inside. DiCaprio had to jump out of another hit by pitch. On deck would be the pitcher Ty Davini, as you said. The skies are starting to clear up again. It's looking quite bright now, actually.
I mean, that's what I said earlier. It really didn't get dark. It just started raining out of nowhere. I mean, not really out of nowhere, but like it got hard out of nowhere. But
we'll see for the next couple games. If it stays clear skies, I imagine it will be.
yeah, I'm hoping this holds up like this because this is nice. It's not like too sunny where like it's hot. It's a nice little range we're in right now.
The full count on DiCaprio with 2 outs here. He skies that very high along the first baseline. See if anyone can get there. Cameron Mitchell could not. He had to work around DiCaprio sprinting to first. Now all runners will return, and we'll do that one more time. Game timer has expired, but the 5-star will get a chance to bat in the bottom of the 5th. Let's try that one more time. Full count with 2 outs here on Decapia. Runners getting very extensive leads. The pitch from Mitchell down the third baseline at Bigland. He's going to be able to step on third easily, and that'll do it here for the top of the 5th. The Beast add 3 more and strand 2 on base. It's a 13-1 lead here heading into the bottom of the 5th when we come back. Welcome back to the Beast against the 5-star at Lasorda Legacy Park. It's a 13-1 lead here for the Beast. Leading off this inning is the top of the order, Liam Green, the catcher for the 5-star. Remaining on the mound for the Beast is Miles Kaleshevitz after he came in and went 1-2-3 with this 5-star lineup in that last inning. Came in for quick work to roll out the bottom of the 4th. We saw no runs through the first 2 innings of this game, and then the Beast put up 3 in the 3rd, 7 in the 4th, and then another 3 in the 5th. So all 13 runs coming in the last 3 innings for them.
This is Mitchell at the plate.
Oh, yes. I was looking at the wrong thing on my board.
Yeah, because
this is the starting pitcher, Wyatt Mitchell, yeah.
The 9 and 10 hitters are getting the second at-bats of the game.
And then we'll top the top of the order with
Yeah,
Green.
then you get Green. You get Green up third this inning. So Green will bat, just not yet.
Mitchell swings through that one. It was a little low. See how efficiently Kaleshevitz can close this one out without needing to get to another pitcher here. I never want to rule out comebacks, but the window has been getting more closed as time has gone on. And catching the outside corner is Kaleshevitz for another strikeout. That's his 3rd through 4 batters as Mitchell watches that one soar by.
I mean, as the game has gone on, the umpires made it pretty clear. Like, that outside part of the plate is going to get called.
Yeah, I'm looking back again. That's the same spot we keep seeing. He's going to call it, and these batters are letting it fly by.
Yeah, he does not want you to look at it and not take an attempt at it, as that one's ripped into left center.
As Cedeno comes up to the plate and doesn't waste any time, shoots it out to left center for a single. First hit allowed by Kaleshevitz, so he will not go through 6 straight batters to close it out.
He's got 3 strikeouts, though.
He has 3 strikeouts and 4 batters up to that point. Yeah. Here comes the catcher, Liam Green, the top of the order. Maybe the top of the order can bring more life into the 5-star offense. Their 1 run was in the 3rd inning against Divini. Stealing on the pitch is Cedeno, and he's going to make it there in time. A good jump, and the pitch came in low for Lombardo to scoop. It's probably the toughest position for Lombardo to be in to get that throw down. But that was his strike, so it is 0-1. And now Liam Green swings through another for a quick 2 strikes against the leadoff hitter for this team. He's almost getting to sunglasses weather out here after that downpour before. Green shoots this one out into right field. Davini's out there, the starting pitcher. Tries to slide, catches it on the bounce. But it was enough of a slide that they're going to keep Cedeno at second as he was fearing a catch there. It was a great stop there, nonetheless, considering he was trying to catch it in the air.
He had a shot at it. He trapped it.
That could have been dangerous if that got over the glove. But, wow, that looks almost perfectly executed.
Just how he drew it up.
So now first and second, 1 out. Here's Sean D'Onofrio, the center fielder. That one catches the inside of the zone. A 12-run deficit to overcome here in the final licks for the 5-star. 2 men on. That one's outside. Handled well by Lombardo, checking on the runners again. One count, 1 out, 2 on. Things really did get explosive here for the Beast offense. Mitchell was handling it so well through 2 innings.
Happened fast. But once they started, it didn't stop. 13 runs in the span of 3 innings.
Now here we go, trying again. A 2-1 count here. That one's high. It'll make it 3-1 on D'Onofrio. No one being held on. The Beast just trying to work with the batters, not caring for the runners necessarily. And that one's high as well. So Kaleshevitz walks one. And now the bases are juiced. That'll bring up the shortstop, Andrew Ennis. I imagine Kaleshevitz, his leash is quite long here with a 12-run lead to work with. And the first pitch to Ennis comes in high as well. Kaleshevitz got to work to bring it down a little bit to close out these final 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch here from Kaleshevitz. That one's low. Struggling to find that zone right now. After such an efficient 1-2-3 in the 4th. Trying to hold the check swing there was Ennis, but he couldn't for strike 1. It's kind of a nice scenery how much the outfield is filled with trees of even levels out there, I have to say. That one shot out there by Ennis into left field. It's handled by Joe Villa, but rounding third is Liam Green. They try to fire to third to catch the runner there. Not successful. They can't find D'Onofrio there. So now runners on the corners after a 2-run knock there by Andrew Ennis. At least a little bit of life in the offense for the 5-star in the bottom of the 5th in their last opportunity here. So still 1 out, runners on the corners. Here comes Aiden Biglin, the third baseman. Though Lombardo has the arm, I would not be surprised at all if they send Ennis here on one of the first pitches. Runners on the corners, usually it's what you see. An 0-1 count now on Biglin. Would you send Ennis here? Down 10 more? Would you be that risky? Just to have runners on second and third?
I see it both ways. Like, I get being aggressive down this much, but it's also like you don't want to lose a runner down this.
Down 10, only 1 out. You wouldn't want to have one caught on the bases?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I see it both sides. I personally, I don't think I would send them.
That one shot out into right. Holding up there was Ennis, assuming that might have been caught in the air.
That's a tough play.
Yeah, that was kind of difficult for DeCapia to catch in the air. That one hurts to see a little bit.
The run comes in, though.
There probably still would have been a play at first either way, so there likely would have been an out made by DeCapia either way. But yes, a run brought in there.
The run did score.
on the play by DeCapia. So we'll give Biglin an RBI there. And now he's standing on first, being held on by McCarthy, the only runner on base now. And here is the lefty second baseman, Chase Glover. Now down to their last out, a 1-0 count on Glover. They've cut the lead to 9. This is the most lively their offense has been in this game. 3 runs thus far this inning. That one bounces past Lombardo. He's trying to find it. Easily finding his way into second there is Biglin. We will see maybe if we can grab anyone in the booth after this game for what we like to call post-game interviews around here. That one comes low on Glover. It's a 3-0 count here. This game has gone on for about 2 hours now. That one's high for a 4-pitch walk to Glover. So first and second now with 2 outs. Going to put another batter to the plate. Here comes the first baseman, Garrett Learn.
Learn's got himself a walk and a strikeout today.
Just the third at bat for the 6-hitter here.
Trying to put the ball in play on this one.
At least with the life that the 5-star put into this offense, these guys are getting their third at bats now. We were afraid that some of these guys weren't even going to get their second one.
It's true, yeah. Making a good time. They're down to the 6th man in the order now.
Yeah, for the third at bat.
I mean, granted, they've hit, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. It's the 8th batter of the inning. In a lineup that features 10 men.
Yeah. Did the 5-star at least respond to a heavy 5th inning where 3 runs were tagged on by the Beast? They do the same themselves. But that 4th inning is something hard to overcome. 7 runs tagged on Biglin in that 4th inning. It's a 2-0 count right now to Learn. That one finds the strike zone. A little bit of life in the arm of Koleshevitz right now, in which coach is hoping he won't have to use anyone else.
This is his game. He's finishing this. I thought about it 2 batters ago when there was 1 out, but I was like, they're going to let him finish. The lead is big enough where he can have some danger on the base path.
Yeah, he can play around a little bit. There was a fair back pick attempt there by Lombardo. The lead was growing at first from Chase Glover. There's a 3-1 count now after that low one. Timeout called at the plate by Learn. Next team's already waiting to play on this field. Looks like we have the finest on one side and the Giants on the other.
I was going to say, yeah, on both sides of the diamond. You see the teams.
I believe the next game is set for 12:30. That one finds the strike zone. Learn watched that one sail by him. And now the 5-star on a full count on Learn are down to their final strike with men on first and second here. Can Learn keep it going? The pitch from Koleshevitz. Behind him into the backstop. Stays alive. Everybody return to their base. We'll try it one more time. It's a 9-run lead here for the Beast. 5-star tagged 3 in this inning after their 1 lone run in the 3rd. Can Learn keep the dream alive for the 5-star here, down 9. One more payoff pitch here from Koleshevitz. Chopped down the third baseline. It should be a play routine for Paulson. Fires it across the diamond. McCarthy had to scoop it, and it gets by him. Hits the gate. Into score comes Biglin. Now rounding third as well as Chase Glover, but they're going to hold him there. That one could have been a game ender, but Paulson bounced it beyond the reach of McCarthy. That's another tough scoop there. We have to look at who the error is on. Again, we're probably going to credit that to Paulson because it was a tough scoop to make by McCarthy. And now a mound visit is coming into play here. We might not have such a long leash on Koleshevitz to see.
It might just be a give him a breather, kind of calm down. You got 1 more out to make, I feel like, is what they're telling
indeed
him.
It is. That was very quick.
Yeah.
He said just shut it down. So on what could have been a game-ending 5-3 putout, it turns into an error in which a run comes in to score. That was Biglin. And then everyone advances another base. So now 2 runners in scoring position, second and third here for the left fielder Cameron Mitchell, who is now on the mound in the top of this inning.
Mitchell wants to keep this game alive. He's 0 for 2, though, with 2 strikeouts. 1 swinging, 1 looking.
Not a pretty outing for him.
He'd like to change that.
Yeah, he ended up on the mound in the top of the 5th. Takes a hack at that one, shoots it behind him. It's a 1-1 count here. Every time you think about it, they keep pushing on back. The lead is only 8 now. That one bounces in front of Lombardo. He keeps it in front of him. I don't think there's going to be a lot of action along the third baseline from these runners, considering you don't want to end it trying to steal home. When they believe in the bats, they might as well keep trusting it. On deck, the EH, Justin Lauren, also looking for his third at bat. Skied up around the pitcher's mound. That should be handled by Kaleshevitz, and it is to close it out. He works through it himself. His leash was as long as we thought it was going to be. It looked a little troublesome there. He ended up tagging on 4 in that inning, the 5-star. But an 8-run deficit, the Beast conquered the 5-star 13-5. What an explosive 4th inning the Beast had, and the 5-star just could not recover.
Absolutely. What a way to start the morning.
Yeah, that was our first game of the day here at the Baseball Lifestyle 101 World Series, the 3rd annual that is. What a weekend we have ahead of us. But the Beast conquer the 5-star here in the first game of the morning. Up next is the Finest versus the Giants here on this field for the next game when we come back. I want to thank Baseball Lifestyle 101 for the World Series that they're putting on here. As we said, this is the 3rd year that they've been doing this, and it's an incredible tournament that brings really all of youth baseball together here. From all across the nation, these teams come. Over 100 teams this year in a 4-day tournament playing probably 5 games each, something around there. Some of these teams go further than others, obviously, but it's what it all comes together. Some of them get trophies, some of them come for rings. It's incredible with these teams. They come around from everywhere, as we said. But Baseball Lifestyle 101 giving out merchandise this weekend where you can find it in the park. Everything that's going on in the Lasorda Legacy Park this weekend, it's going to be incredible. This was just game 1 of a lot today. We've got 3 more today on the call. I've been Frank Labella and Nick Labella alongside me. Anything else you want to say to close this one out?
I'm all set over here. If you want to stick with us, our next game is around
12:30, I believe.
12:30, I believe.
Yeah. About 20 minutes out.
Hopefully we'll see you again this weekend. If not, it's been great having you with us.
Thank you all very much, and y'all have a good one.